지금부터 2016 ITTF 월드 투어 코리아 오픈 남자 단식 준결승 경기를 시작하겠습니다.
We will now begin men's singles semi-final.
Annyeonghaseyo and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2016 ITTF World Tour Korea Open, a super series on the World Tour. I'm Adam Babro, your commentator, and that is Ma Long, the dictator, the dragon, #1 in the world, first seed in the tournament, #1 on the race to Doha for the World Tour Grand Finals, the most unbeaten player in the last 2 years, having absolute domination on the world, yet still losing last week in Japan in the semifinals to Chien-An and having quite a spectacular scare yesterday. Tell you a bit more about that in a minute, but here's Chien-An from Chinese Taipei, world rank number 63. He's the 28th seed in this tournament and has had an incredible tournament so far to make it this far. Of course, this would be expected as he's world rank number 63. Still to make it this far to the Final Four definitely says something about how he's played so far. Our umpires for the match, head umpire Jung Young-baek from Korea, and from India, Shudipta Mustafi.
멋진 경기를 펼칠 수 있도록 다시 한번 뜨거운 격려의 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.
Please welcome the players and umpires again with a big applause.
So Chien-An has suffered some injuries. You haven't seen as much of him after the Olympics. I guess it was in the World Championships in 2013. Played quite well in doubles. He won the Junior World Championships in 2008. Ma Long, a junior world champion himself from a few years before that. We've got Chang Peng-lung, legend of Taiwanese table tennis from Chinese Taipei as well. So in 2013, Chien-An was a doubles world champion. Quite impressive play so far in this tournament to pull off the upsets to get here. In the first round of the main draw, he beat Zhang Jike 4-3, 15-13 in Game 7. He was actually up 8-5, 3-1, and at 8-6, Zhang Jike had a net ball that really helped him out, kept him in the match. Zhang Jike even gave a point that was definitely not a requirement for him. There was a let call. Chien-An called a let at a crucial moment in the game. And Zhang Jike, even though the umpire said no let, we didn't call it, Zhang Jike said, okay, it's fine, give him the let. And they played it as a let. And then in Game 7 of that match, it was a 5-1 lead for Zhang Jike before Chien-An came back to win 15-13. What an exciting match. After that, Chien-An had a walkover over Park Gang-hyun. And then yesterday, played his teammate, the top player from Chinese Taipei, Zhuang Zhiyuan, an exciting 7-gamer that was on table 2. You can catch the full match on ITTF.com/ITTV. So these two players right here, we'll see how it goes. Ma Long seems to almost never lose to a foreigner. The last time it happened was actually on the World Tour right here in Korea in 2012. It was Lee Song-soo in front of his home crowd who did it. His coach Lu Guoliang, Grand Slam champion, legend, Chinese table tennis. Oh, he shaved off the goatee. He had this amazing goatee yesterday, salt and pepper goatee. Maybe he heard the commentary and thought, well, let's keep it more about table tennis. Chien-An, again, a spectacular match against Zhuang Zhiyuan yesterday. After his injury, it's been since about 2014 that we've really seen him excel in table tennis. Last year at a big tournament, but still a little bit of trouble here and there. Didn't look to be in top form, but out here, quite athletic, incredible blocks, off the bounce play. You'll see him close to the table, comfortable from far, fishing, counter-attacking from off. Ma Long yesterday against Tristan Flor was down 3-2 was taken to a 7th game. The first time a European has taken Ma Long to a 7th game, and we don't know how long, but it's been a very long time. The last time Ma Long lost a match to a European on the World Tour was 2008 against Vladimir Samsonov. Rare occasion. Samsonov actually beat him again in 2009, but it wasn't part of the World Tour. Some exciting stuff out here. Ma Long in top form when he's not nervous is just incredible to watch. So no matter what happens here, no matter what the score is, you can be guaranteed you're going to see some fireworks, and there's something amazing to learn every time you watch Ma Long play. Ma Long in the opening round beat Zhang Wujin 4-0. Then Jung-Young Shik in the next round 4-1. Following that was the spectacular match of the tournament so far against Tristan Flor, who's turned heads and really gained a lot of international celebrity and fans after that match. Chien-An here to start with the serve. This is the best of 7. Love all. Ball coming just a little bit long, but you can see Chien-An, no problem. Well, I guess problem making the shot, but not afraid to take the big shot. This wouldn't be the first time that Chien-An has won against Ma Long. But the only time that he did beat Ma Long was actually a walkover, so as far as playing goes, it would be the first time he's beaten him in a match. They played 3 times. 2010 was the first time, Kuwait Open. Last time, 2014 Asian Cup. And Ma Long won both of those. So Ma Long 2-1 head-to-head. Now Ma Long is the perfect example of why physical fitness, speed, agility so important out here. For example, that ball right there into the body, if you're a little bit slower, it's going to be tough to turn on, play to the short side of the table. Ma Long gets low for this, full extension. It's got to be so taxing on the body. But once again, Chien-An in better form than I've seen. Coming out here playing hard and fast. His match yesterday is a good sign that he can bring a solid match here. Thinks there's a little bit more on that push than there is. Ma Long keeps it deep on the table, though. Now, style matchups for Chien-An to beat Zhang Jike. Again, there are players who've beaten Zhang Jike and never beaten Ma Long. Dmitry Ovtcharov, namely. Some others as well. Stefan Fagel. I'll actually have to check. You just have to assume that Stefan Fagel hasn't beaten Ma Long. Not too many have. Excellent effort. Ma Long stays in there to hook it around. Well placed right into the body, then opens it up shorter to the middle of the table. Surprise serve, fast kicking into the backhand. Was just thinking about how Chien-An's going to have to keep some of his serves a little bit shorter. Ma Long has had no trouble receiving until this serve. It's an odd situation there. Spinny backhand, kicking high. A little bit slower, but still the placement's a difficult shot for Ma Long. Perfect placement on the push, deep to the corner, just a little bit high, and Ma Long again right there to take the loop. Just amazing how quickly Ma Long recovers. Loops, comes down in position.
All right. 4, 8. Yeah. 4. 8.
Powerful loop comes back quickly, deep to the backhand, and Chien-An doesn't have quite the recovery that Ma Long has. But the backhand off the bounce, a strong, confident counter from Chien-An. Deceptive push there, tough for Ma Long to read the spin on it. Also well placed, deep on the table.
Right. 9, 6. 7, 9.
Well, it was starting to look like a pretty one-sided game. Has turned quite a bit here. Chien-An within 2 now. The length on the table causing a bit of obstruction for Ma Long. That's the placement, just a little bit shorter, and it doesn't come off. Long enough to tempt Ma Long. There's Sehyo Young, player, coach, sister of Sehyo-An in the crowd. Again, soft touch right at the back of the table, and it looked like Ma Long would have eaten that one for breakfast. But it fell right off the plate. Look at this. In over the table. Difficult ball to come in for. Chien-An showing that he's got the touch game in addition to the power and some tricks up his sleeves when it comes to serves, counterattacks with the backhand. Inside out forehand for a winner. 10-9 game points. Ambitious attempt. Ma Long seemed frustrated right there, finishing game 1 11-9. Not sure what happened. We'll see. Game 2 coming up right after this. Stay with us. Players are back for game 2. Ma Long leading 1-0 after a close encounter, 11-9 in the first over Chien-An. Well placed right on the middle, gets the racket head standing up from Chien-An. And just to confirm, Stefan Fagel has not beaten Ma Long on the World Tour. 1-0 for Ma Long. Quality blocking from Ma Long. Bit of kick on the first one, then deep to the backhand from the second. When he's got Chien-An off, when he has Chien-An off the table, he's able to control a bit more, play for placement. But even still, when Ma Long's confident and free, loose like he is now, takes a lot to stop him. As you saw yesterday from Tristan Flor, a very deceptive serve can be effective. It'll break off the net for Ma Long to get his 6th point in a row this game. Well, only on occasion has Chien-An fooled him on his serve. He has played some touch shots in near the table that have caused trouble for Ma Long. So much work, and finally hits a ball that Ma Long can't reach. Grunting for every one of those shots. Even a backhand loop in there, and it's the inside-out forehand that finishes. So much work to win the point. Not an easy ball to finish on either. The inside-out spin sure helped. Short side of the table, but it's blocked and bending away. Insult to injury, Ma Long making him pay for it. And forced into the long push, giving up the opportunity for the first attack. Chien-An having trouble on the block. Short side of the table, smart play. Only the 2nd point for Chien-An so far in this game here. Low to the net and well placed. It's a difficult serve for Ma Long to receive with the banana flick over the table. Once again. You can see the frustration on Ma Long's face. Disgust even. And as many of you know as players, you hold yourself to a very high standard. You know what you're capable of. So when you don't achieve that, it's easy to get down on yourself. Almost bringing it back. Not able to turn the wrist in enough to get it back. Curving to the short side. And a similarly placed handcuffing serve from Ma Long gets him 6 game points in game 2.
4, 10, 5.
Ma Long's really had a lot of trouble on that backhand receive against Chien-An. And even there, it's an opportunity for Chien-An, but he can't take it. Game 2 to Ma Long. It's a 2-0 lead, and we'll be back game 3 right after this short break.
一拉你正手，你要不带一下，要不防一下，这种很好。反正戳正手的也别这种老是晃2个动作，你晃2个动作，你晃完之后，有的人调过来转之后就把人家手直接下去，直接出来就一拉，马上就围，主动去围，围完之后下一板就直接转，转的非常好。包括他拉死那个时候非常好。你比赛时候就让人家拉赢你，就要靠这么拉死，你心里才踏实，你能防得住这就是好啊。
As we come back for game 2, a little bit more time for the Suh family. Ma Long leading 2-0, Chien-An to serve here. Now after the first game, Ma Long was told to make sure that the loops are low and spinny so that it's hard for Chien-An to counter loop. Right on the middle, completely forcing a dodging reaction out of Chien-An, trying to block it. See this one more time. Forcing the hesitation on the crossover point. Some indecision there from Chien-An. Well-placed ball deep on the table, jamming up Ma Long. Now this is where, in the past, well, I guess I'll save it for the Ask a Pro interview. Check out the Vladimir Samsonov Ask a Pro Anything when it comes out. Should be coming out within a week. So after game 2, Ma Long was told by Lu Guoliang, when Chien-An loops to your forehand, mix it up with blocks and counter loops. Outstanding effort from Ma Long, running all around the court, but the same on the other side, and Chien-An outperforming. You could see some of those blocks mixing it up on the forehand right there, just like Lu Guoliang told him to do. Just amazing how Ma Long can be running with his arm out and make a quality block like that. But it's a low spinning loop from Chien-An to tie it up. Short side of the table, Ma Long going all in for power. If Chien-An can get his racket up and block it back to the open court, it's going to be tough for Ma Long. It's a strong opening backhand. And while Zhang Jike gets a lot of credit for his leg muscles, looking at Ma Long in slow motion replay, it's clear how fit he is. Oh, flip, and he goes for it, but nobody left back at the table. Got to call a designated receiver on that one. Up in the air, no time to recover. Tries, just can't reach it. Very difficult shot. Almost nails it, though. That's as close as you can get to the net. Over the table without putting your hand on. Little break there off the top of the net for Chien-An. Again, the physical fitness to come in and take a backhand over the short forehand side of the table, then get back for the deep backhand. Only the top players in the world able to do successfully. Quick turn, Chien-An making a big shot and a rush decision right there. Not a lot of backswing. Second towel break of the game, both players drying off. Don't want sweat getting on the table, on the ball, or the rubber. Could end up causing you to lose the point accidentally.
Red, 5-7.
Inside out wide, he's done it many times. Right now, this has been the key ingredient for Chien-An. At least one of his biggest weapons out here. Step around, but still ready to come back to the middle. Once again, out to the open forehand. We've seen Ma Long make that shot several times, but a lot of top and a bit of side on it as well. A little extra pressure on Ma Long. Oh, waits, he predicts it and moves out to the forehand side. Very patient play and a steady racket on the blocking game of Chien-An. Look at this one more time. Not even the deepest of pushes. Difficult ball, but Ma Long picks the wrong spot. Chien-An's waiting right there. Beautiful shot right back into the body. Another key ingredient for Chien-An is that backhand right off the bounce. Heavy spin took a lot of energy and he didn't recover quite quickly enough. Finally, the streak is broken. At least 4 points in a row for Chien-An before this. Ball comes up just a little bit higher. Has a shot to keep that ball in play. Oh, going down to the ground, both knees for the backhand. But the softer block of Ma Long ties it up at 9 points each. Quick to get to the towel. Look at this one more time. Wide block, sends him running. And plays it strong to the middle. So much whip on this backhand, just misses the contact. Flip kill from the middle of the table. That's the Ma Long we know. Game point here for a 3-0 lead. Solid touch, and it's the heavy push deep into the body from Ma Long, forcing the difficult shot and taking the game 11-9 in game 3. It's a 3-0 lead for Ma Long. We'll be back for game 4. Could be the last. Stay here. You don't want to miss it.
前面好在哪儿？你跟左手打球，你不要老想着往前扑。像半路来啪人老打你回手，你上不去，因为你的重心不一样，跟右手，而且你就吊起来就完了嘛，吊起来形成相持嘛。至于吊起来形成相持，这一点技术没有。你老想这种去进攻，往起上来就完下不去了。包括他现在发球里边，这个他跟我说永长啪里边可以接。还有一个自己发球，如果下次你想发他反手长的话，这就不发。如果下次你他反手过来你才发开，越多越好啊。
Back for game 4, Ma Long leading 3-0, starting off with the serve. Ma Long was told by Lu Goliang to mix it up with your short low push and the long fast push so that it's hard for Chien-An to really predict it. Again, unpredictability, the surprise factor, going to be crucial at this level of play. Outstanding touch, a chop block from Chien-An comes right back from Ma Long. Here's a soft touch. And the forehand flip kill this time to Chien-An. Well anticipated. For Ma Long, that looks like it might be a push until the moment he turns it over. That flip, and Chien-An's right there for the counter, not surprised. Not able to stay on top, catches the edge of the racket. Look at the kick on this ball, some side and top there. Just thinking back to when Chien-An went down to the ground, it's one of those all or nothing shots. When the ball comes back, you've lost your balance. Ma Long and some of his teammates able to take a shot, quickly recover, keep their weight up and forward. Oh, outstanding recovery. This time he gets it from behind, but Ma Long just crushing through. Got to see that one again. Forehand flip, that's a powerful one. Look at this. Still almost gets a racket on it. Beautiful point right off the bounce again. Both wings, comfortable loops for Chien-An. And he's getting quality shots, the best in the world coming at him. To be able to counter these and take this point. 4 big shots. Look how quick that backhand is. As soon as Ma Long's just a little bit out of position, has to race through it. The missed contact on the forehand side. Working hard to get this deep in the rally and earn the opening attack. Now Ma Long is expected to win this match. On the other side of the bracket, it's Fan Zhendong and Xu Xin who are going to be coming up after this. But Chien-An still leaves a question mark. Playing well, steps into the lead here. And it feels like when Ma Long plays wide out to the forehand, Chien-An's had a little bit more trouble, but it usually has to be in combination with some play over the table into the backhand side first. Half long serve with a bit of topspin causes the timeout call on the side of Chien-An. Quick to get over to Jiang Punglun. And again, the pressure to make a quality receive. And you've got Ma Long taking the third ball on the other side. It'll be tough. And the full minute has been used. Sometimes using your opponent's power, again, the unpredictability factor is going to be pretty important for both Chien-An and Ma Long. But if he can get Ma Long to take a little bit weaker loop by surprising him with some off-balance shots, or at least keeping him off balance, a deep push here and there, mixing it up with the short ball, countering off the bounce. It's a solid start. That ball's not coming down. Manages to hang in there, get a few counters back on the table. Just missing the back edge of the table. Creative points as they come. Chien-An was told after the banana flip during his timeout, he was told to use the forehand more after the banana flip whenever he can. This one's not coming back. He's gone for it a few times. Ma Long's been able to put it back on the table. Being tied up at 8 points each. It's clear disappointment for Ma Long. And you have to imagine is causing some stress and affecting his play, his confidence, mentality, everything. There it is, forehand, 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 right after the banana flip receive. Again, for those of you a little newer to table tennis, called a banana flip as you come around, sort of bend around the ball over the table. A little bit of side and top spin. Long push, but a strong receive. Or third ball, rather, the backhand from Ma Long. What are you going to do about this? A little bit shallow for a long push. That's what happens when it's lukewarm, neither here nor there. Nine points each. The last two serves this game we'll see are Chien-An's. Soft touch, and he's got a game point. The first game point that Chien-An has had in this match. Serve drifts just a little bit too long, and Ma Long's right there. Turns down the third ball opportunity, or at least turns up the pressure for a third ball for Chien-An. So we've got our first deuce.
Right. Time. Oh.
Rush shot on the forehand. Ma Long quick to take the ball. Chien-An hadn't even reset yet. Watch this timing. Starting to come to middle. Has to drop the racket head quickly. Not much anyway. Match point for Ma Long. Short side of the table makes it. Staying alive. Second deuce point this game. It's a risky ball here. But the risk pays off. Could have been the match, but it keeps him alive. No, just too strong. Gets the opening forehand in after the backhand. Ma Long countering it back cross court. And Lu Guoliang calls the timeout here for Ma Long. Wants to make sure he finishes the match. Let's see how the wisdom comes into play.
你知道吗？你反手站跟度特别跟左手，上边他一拧一撕他正手，他带过来球一点质量都没有，其实都是绝对机会，是吧？你只要是带一个斜线就行。这个里边包括反手拉下面也都没有。他现在发球呢，如果说他发侧旋，你就练一个正手，练一个1-3，没事儿，慢慢练练一点。他发这个球转不转主要你发缓一点，两个正手，往车的正手少拉一点，或者摆着他反手短，就是刚才在挺好的。他反手短，他不会拧的，他回缩可能他反手长或者推短，反正那个推短你自己又做动作软了一点，是不是？要做的就是干净，打球一定要干净利索啊。
Now the way Lu Guoliang speaks, the way he looks at Ma Long, and the way he just talks in general, he could be saying, "I love ice cream," and you would just believe that he's saying the smartest things known to mankind. Clear wisdom. He was saying to put some balls to Chien-An's forehand and then counter loop it. Let's see what happens. And there it is, out to the forehand. The counter loop doesn't have to come into play, but Ma Long escapes. 4-0, a tight fourth game. But still, Ma Long's toughest match so far was yesterday against Tristan Flor. And Ma Long will continue on, and the crowd is thrilled to see him move on to the men's singles final, which will be coming up later today. But his opponent is yet to be determined. It's going to be one of the two between Fan Zhendong and Xu Xin, a match you don't want to miss. Coming up right after this, the second men's singles semifinal. You're watching the Korea Open 2016.
With 2016 ITTF World Tour Korea Open.